Let's start with the tweet I posted on Twitter regarding this episode. I wrote, "Today, I will shoot an episode for dopamine, and as usual, I want you to participate with me in making it my sweet friend." So I asked a question that up to this moment has received 1,350 replies. The question goes, if you received a blank check, an open check, and they told you to write whatever amount comes to your mind, and like magic, that amount will be yours, how much would you write on this check? We asked this question on Twitter, and I'll also give you the space to share your answer in the comments here. But you must choose an answer. Even if you don't write it in the comments, just say it in your head, no problem, but pick a number. How much are you writing on this open check? Now, while you think of an answer or write it down, let me tell you this funny real-life story that happened to me, which relates very closely to the topic of this highly dangerous book. In 2008 or 2009, around that time, I honestly don't remember the exact year, but I was in middle school or early high school. I was sitting with one of my mother's relatives. He is a prominent encyclopedic man. He is a religious figure, but he reads from every field, is vastly knowledgeable, and doesn't have any strictness or limitations. He seeks wisdom wherever it may be, and wisdom is the lost property of the believer, my sweet friend. Anyway, we were chatting about various topics, and he asked me, "What major are you going to study in college, NASA?" I swore to him that up until that moment, I hadn't genuinely decided. I said, I have petroleum engineering in mind, and I also like civil and architectural engineering. But my mother is telling me to study Sharia, Islamic studies, so there's a big chance I'll go into Sharia. Focus with me here. He is a religious man. I don't like these categorizations. We are all people of faith, God willing. But he told me, no, NASA, don't study Sharia. I was like, what? Why not? He said, because religion is present, preserved, and it won't disappear. You can learn it at any age. You'll find it in books, lectures, educational classes, with scholars and sheikhs. You can find it everywhere. God has preserved this religion for us. So learn religion. He didn't say don't learn religion, but at university, take a worldly major, something you can use to serve humanity. That way, you combine this world and the hereafter. May God make you happy, Abu Abdullah. I will never forget this answer as long as I live. I think I've only seen Abu Abdullah twice since those days. May God heal him and grant him wellness. However, he probably doesn't know that I actually ended up studying religion for 5 years after college, successfully combining it with a worldly major, my sweet friend. Hopefully, it will benefit us in the hereafter. The main point of this story is that he digressed and said, for example, why don't you learn something about the science of energy? Keep in mind, this was around 2008 or 2009. He told me, energy science isn't new, but people have recently started focusing on it and studying it more. He also noted, up until now, there are no solid, reliable studies about energy science. Look at the awareness of this man. But, he added, it's a fascinating science. I asked, cool, but what is energy science? Look at the example he gave me, my sweet friend, to realize that this man understood the real, logical, and natural science of energy, not the nonsense we unfortunately hear today. He said, let me give you an example. You know the running track at King Fahd Stadium used for athletics and Olympics? I said, yes, I know it. He said, if we told you to run on this track, how many laps could you complete? I said, well, it's a big track, but considering I play football every day and my fitness is good, I'd say 1, maybe 2 laps at most, running that is. He said, 1 time? I said, 1 time. He said, what if we cheered for you? Imagine your dad and mum are there, our family is there, and it's a world race attended by prominent figures. I said, I'd finish the 3rd lap, hopefully. He said, is that your maximum? I said, honestly, yeah, that's probably my limit. I'd be exhausted. He said, what if we told you there's $1,000,000 on the line, just complete a 4th lap? Would you do it? I said, "Usually, yes, definitely. I'd try, even if I have to crawl, I'll finish it. But if I finish that, that's my absolute limit. Even if they offered 10 million, I don't think I could do more. My body's energy couldn't handle it." He said, "Great. Now imagine you complete the 4th lap and right then we release a lion behind you. I'm scared just thinking about a lion appearing, my sweet friend. What do you think, NASA? Would you stop and say, this is my limit? Or would you run and try to run for your life? You don't have to finish a full lap, but the main thing is, would you run?" I said, "Of course I'd run. I'd flee and try to survive, 1,000,000%. He said, "This, NASA, is part of energy science. Humans usually have potential energy that only emerges in specific situations, such as trying to survive. The survival instinct in the face of danger brings out incredible, astonishing energy from within you that will surprise you even. This energy might manifest in self-defense. You discover a strange power. Or you might be completely exhausted and collapsing, but when danger strikes, your body pumps adrenaline forcefully, and this potential energy bursts out." As he was telling me this, I remembered a situation that happened with my brother Akil and our neighbor's son. The neighbor's son was way faster than my brother Akil, and Akil was considered one of the slow ones back in our day. They were kids heading to the grocery store, and on their way back, a guy in a car started chasing them. That neighborhood was a disaster, my beautiful friend. Anyway, as they were explaining the situation to us after they got home, our neighbor's son said, "When we decided to flee and run home, I couldn't even catch up to your brother Akil because of how fast he was. Imagine, suddenly my brother Akil became faster than Majid. This might just be potential energy." David Goggins begins the introduction of his book by talking somewhat about this topic. He asks a question: do you know yourself? Do you even know who you are? What capabilities you have? What energy you possess? What things you can accomplish in life? Do you think that what you are doing now or what you've done before is the absolute maximum you can achieve? If you think you know yourself and all the abilities inside you, then, as Adam Grant said in our previous series, think again. Today, I will prove to you that you are capable of doing anything in this life and achieving anything in this life. Look, my sweet friend, David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me, which we're explaining today, does not talk about energy science at all. In fact, it is 100% realistic. In this book, he talks about his extremely bitter life story. He truly lived an incredibly hard life, and he's saying, "From my difficult life, I learned something." He wrote this book to teach us what he learned. It's a lethal series, my sweet friend, absolutely lethal. This is part 1 of the book Can't Hurt Me by the author David Goggins. He put a small subtitle on the book that I didn't understand until later: Master Your Mind. And this is one of the greatest lessons I learned from David Goggins. Prepare a proper, excellent cup of coffee and let's enjoy. The coffee used in this video, my sweet friend, is Colombian coffee from Camel Step. In college, there is no subject called Microsoft Office, nor is there a subject called Adobe. In many majors, they don't teach you that Microsoft and Adobe tools are some of the most important things you will use in your professional life. These are crucial tools that should be taught. Courses and skills like these are things people put on their CVs if they're truly skilled at them, and they might even get hired because of them. That's why I always remind you of the importance of having one of these skills. Where can I learn this, NASA? I always tell you about Yanfa platform. It will help you immensely in these fields and many others. Any field you can think of, you'll likely find it there. The platform has over 250 courses for the price of a single annual subscription, and they're constantly adding more courses in various fields, even languages. For example, they have photography, marketing, drawing, languages, and countless other fields. Yanfa is offering a 50% discount, meaning you get the subscription for half the price. It's an unmissable opportunity. The discount code is 50 and it's valid until September 20th. catch it while you can. If you're watching this episode after the deadline, the code DOPA will always be active and gives you a great discount, but the 50% one is better, so hurry. The link for Yanfa is in the description. Welcome, my sweet friend, to the Dopamic Caffeine channel, where coffee, music, and books meet. With you is your brother Nasser Al-Akil. Welcome, it's an honor to have you. Regardless of the answer you gave regarding the blank check, my sweet friend, I'm going to ask you, why didn't you take double that amount? And if you say, I'll take double, I'll ask, why not 10 times? And if you say 10, why not 100 or 10,000? If you said 10 billion, why not 1,000 billion? We could keep going until we reach a Google. For those who don't know, a Google is the number 1 followed by 100 zeros. If you say you want a Google, I'll say, why not 10 Googles?